Hey guys, Jim here with another video for you. This is 50 Years in Film, my 10 favorite films from the years 1984 and 1985. But before we begin, if you would be so kind at the end of this video, if you like what you see, drop me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, and most importantly, comments. I would love to hear from you what your favorite movies are from these years. Now, as usual, the normal caveats, these are only the films that I have on Blu-ray. They are not including movies that I own on other forms of physical media or that I don't own but absolutely love. And the other caveat is these are my favorite films, not the best. So I'm sure my list and your list will completely be different, but that's fine. That's the fun with this, and that's the whole point. So we're going to jump in right away. We're going to start off with the films from 1984, starting from 10 and working our way down. We're not going to go into plots. We're just going to go into the countdown itself. So without further ado, here we go. Number 10, Top Secret, starring Val Kilmer, and written and directed by Jim Abrahams and David and Jerry Zucker, otherwise known as the Zaz Team. Love this movie. Number 9, Dreamscape, starring Dennis Quaid, Kate Capshaw, Max von Sydow, and Christopher Plummer, and directed by Joseph Rubin. Number 8, Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter, starring Corey Feldman and Crispin Glover, directed by Joseph Zito. Next, Gremlins, directed by Joe Dante and starring Zach Galligan and Phoebe Cates. Number 6, Red Dawn, directed by John Milius, starring Patrick Swayze, C. Thomas Howell, Leah Thompson, and the late, great Powers Booth. Number 5, I'm just showing the case, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Harrison Ford. Number 4, Brian De Palma's Body Double, starring Craig Wasson, Greg Henry, and Melanie Griffith. Top 3. Number 3, winner of Best Picture that year, and my favorite Best Picture winner from the 80s, Milos Forman's directed Amadeus, starring Tom Hulce, and in his Academy Award-winning performance, F. Murray Abraham. Number 2, this is Spinal Tap, directed by Rob Reiner, starring Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, Harry Shearer, and Rob Reiner. And my number 1 film from 1984, James Cameron's The Terminator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, and Michael Biehn. So to recap 1984, number 1 is The Terminator. Number 2 is This Is Spinal Tap. Number 3 is Amadeus. Number 4 is Body Double. Number 5 is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Number 6 is Red Dawn. Number 7 is Gremlins. Number 8 is Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Number 9 is Dreamscape. And my 10th favorite movie from 1984 is Top Secret. Okay, 1985, same thing. And I'm sure this one's going to really be, some people are going to disagree with this one, but we're going to go anyways. Number 10, Invasion USA, starring Chuck Norris, Richard Lynch, and directed by Joseph Zito. Number 9, Rambo, First Blood, Part 2. Directed by George Cosmatos, starring Sylvester Stallone and Richard Crenna. Number 8, Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins, starring Fred Ward, Wilford Brimley, and Joel Grey. Directed by Guy Hamilton. Number 7, Return of the Living Dead. Written and directed by Dan O'Bannon, starring Clu Gulager, James Karen. Love this movie. Number 6, Silverado. Written and directed by Lawrence Kasdan, starring Scott Glenn, Kevin Kline, Kevin Costner, and Danny Glover. Top 5. Number 5, Reanimator. Directed by Stuart Gordon, starring Barbara Crampton, Jeffrey Combs, and Bruce Abbott. Number 4, Fright Night. Starring Chris Sarandon, Roddy McDowall, directed by Tom Holland. Top 3. Number 3, The Breakfast Club. Written and directed by John Hughes, starring Judd Nelson, Emilio Estevez, Anthony Michael Hall, Molly Ringwald, and Ali Sheedy. My seminal high school movie. Number 2, To Live and Die in L.A. Directed by William Friedkin, starring William Peterson, Willem Dafoe, and John Pankow. And my number 1 movie from 1985, and this one shouldn't be much of a shock, Back to the Future. Starring Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, and directed by Robert Zemeckis. So to recap 1985, number 1 is Back to the Future. Number 2 is To Live and Die in L.A. Number 3 is The Breakfast Club. Number 4 is Fright Night. Number 5 is Reanimator. Number 6 is Silverado. Number 7 is Return of the Living Dead. Number 8 is Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. Number 9 is Rambo, First Blood, Part 2. And my 10th favorite film of 1985, Chuck Norris's Cheese Fest, Invasion USA. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please, again, give me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, but most importantly, leave those comments. I would love to hear from you. That'll do it for this video, and I hope to see you on the next one.